Hey guys, MaxLPQueen here, and welcome back to some more Planet Zoo. So we are still here in the Bernie Goodwin Memorial Zoo, and I actually don't know why we're calling it the Memorial Zoo. I think we'll need to change the name of it because obviously Bernie Goodwin is pretty much fine and dandy, and he's here helping us out along with Emma. But I have been doing quite a bit of research off screen for my animals. I've got some ostriches here that we have placed into this exhibit as another species because, as you guys know, we need species in the zoo, and we need 20 species. So I went ahead and got some more animals. Well, I only got the ostrich. But we've got the ostrich here, and I also went ahead and changed up the aardvark exhibit a little bit, just so guests could get a better view of them, and also so we could stop crowding up that food area so much. I tried to fix it up a little bit. But this is going to count as another species that we can put in our zoo, which I'm very happy about because we have to have 20 and we have limited space. Limited space. Woo! We gotta put in so much more, and we don't have enough room for them all. Like, how are we supposed to get all of them in here? I don't know. I think we'll eventually get it, but it's just gonna take some time. And a lot of patience and a lot of waiting. I will say that much. A lot of waiting, because that 5-star rating on the animals, that takes so long. I did not realize how long that took. But here's the zoo so far. This is what we're looking at in terms of our objectives. So we've got 14 habitat species in the zoo. We need 20. And then we also need to look out for those animals that have a 5-star rating. As you can see, we have one animal already that has a 5-star rating, which is great. So this is a good tip for you guys. If you're trying to complete this scenario, I learned this by watching the walkthrough. Apparently, if you get a 5-star rated animal, what you want to do is you want to find it, and you want to put it in your trade center because it will not age up, and it's kind of like a little cheeky way to kind of just keep the scenario going without failing the scenario, because you don't want them to age up to the point where they are elderly and they pass away, because then it won't count towards your goal. So you need to make sure that you keep those 5-star animals safe and sound, and they will not age up, and they will be totally fine over in the trade center. So I've got a couple of animals that I also put in. You can see over there I've got some spotted hyenas that we will put in eventually, and I also got a Formosan black bear as well that we can put in. But we need to find that 5-star animal. Where are you? There you are. Okay, Hassan here, the aardvark, is our first 5-star animal. Nice. But we need to take you and we need to put you into the trade center. Nice. I'm glad we finally got a 5-star animal. So we need 5 of those. We actually need 5 of those. Interesting. It's gonna take a little while. Gonna take a little while to get 5, but hey, we got it. So as you can see, I have changed up the exhibit here, and I made some guest gates where the guests could come through and check out the animals. I will probably have to change up the habitat though a bit, because as you can see, they are stressed, and I did think they were stressed. I was like, should I really do this? Because the animals will get stressed, and that's not good for their welfare, right? And we want to keep that 5-star animal from getting its welfare all the way down. I definitely don't want that. So I'm gonna take you away, Hassan here. I'm gonna take you away because we want to keep you happy. Happy, happy, happy. So I'm gonna need to fix up this exhibit here a bit because we're definitely gonna have to make sure they are no longer upset and stressed out. I'm probably gonna have to put in some of those shelters that the aardvarks can go in. These shelters right here, these can be a good way for them to hide and get away from the guests. So I think that would be good. As you can see, the social is going up a bit more. It just depends on the amount of guests that are looking in on the animals. So it could be just something that we'll have to just eventually work on, because the more guests that view them, the more shy they're going to be. But unfortunately, the one that we have in the trade center, we're going to have to get out of the trade center for a minute so that we can make its welfare go all the way up to 100%. We need to get it not stressed out anymore. So once the stress level goes back up on these guys, then I'll take him and put him back in the trade center. But we need to change this up a bit. I'm going to add some more of these shelters here to kind of give them more places to go and hide and stay away from the guests. Because I think we're going to need it. And we're also going to need some trees, I think. The trees and bushes will help out with the stress level as well. So as you can see here, I have put in some of those and changed everything up. So we're all good on stress there. We're all good. But now we need to move on and put in another habitat species into the zoo. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it over here in this area, this wide area here. So I'm going to need to remove the buildings here, because I want to add in some more staff areas over this way. I'm going to add in a vet surgery over here, and I'm going to keep our water treatment, and then I'm going to add a staff center as well. Kind of give them some other areas that they can go to where they can take care of the animals without having to run all the way from one side of the zoo to the other. We'll give them like a halfway point. This will help out with traveling a bit more. So we'll move all these buildings here, move them all around, and they shouldn't affect the guests at all. So it should be okay. And then we will add in our next habitat species to get in another number. I told you guys that I did get a few more. I got some spotted hyenas, as well as a Formosan black bear as well. So we've got our next one here that we can put in some animals. So we need to put in a barrier gate here, and then we can bring them over into their new habitat. I already have them over there in the trade center. You see I've got them, and I've got the aardvark there in the trade center because that is our 5-star animal. So we're going to keep our 5-star animals in the trade center. And then we've got quite a bit going on as far as habitat cleanliness, so I don't know. I might have to start adding in some more staff here. Their workload seems to be pretty high. I might have to add in some more. And I also need to keep, I also forgot that I need to keep training my staff as well, because the better trained your staff is, the better that they will take care of your animals and your guests. Because if you train up your staff, it'll help out quite a bit. I've got so many vendors. I don't know how they can have such a high workload, but I have so many vendors to take over. I don't know how they can have a high workload, but apparently they do. Apparently they do. So I'm going to just train everybody up, get them some more training into in here so that we can have them do a better job, and hopefully their workload won't be so high. I'll hire a few more of them, a couple more vets, and then I probably should hire some more keepers as well. As you can see, we are no longer struggling with cash. We have almost 400,000 in the bank, so we are good to go as far as the cash is concerned. So I don't really have to worry about that. That probably would be one of the reasons why I would do the easy mode, is so that I wouldn't have to worry. Ooh, oh goodness. So I wouldn't have to worry about cash anytime while I'm playing any of these scenarios, because the last thing I want to be worrying about is cash flow. I'm sorry, but that really is not something I want to be worrying about, is the cash. Okay, so we have got our hyenas into their habitat. Now we just need to get their welfare up a bit, so we'll need to change up the terrain here, because apparently they have the wrong terrain. I can see space is a little tight for them, but like I said previous episodes, we're running low on space as to how many animals we can place and how much more space we can give them in our zoo. So I think unfortunately they're going to have to deal with having this low space. I don't think it has anything to do with their welfare, so I think we should be okay. Let's put in some shelters for them. Need to make sure we give them some shelters and put those in there. Do we have enough? Yes, we do. Okay. Put in some bedding here. I'm not going as into detail as I did in the Nevada State Eco Zoo, and that's only because I don't think it's necessary. It really isn't. I mean, a shelter is a shelter. Whether it's got a roof on it or not, they're still going to consider it a shelter, so I think it should be okay. And we've got plenty of enrichment items for them, because I have still continued to do vet research on all of my animals, and obviously all of their enrichment items will continue to carry over to any other animals that need them, which is perfect. So happy about that. So looks like we are pretty good there on the hyenas, especially on enrichment. So now we can do what we normally do. And well, first let's go see here what's going on with the zoo. I got some diseased animals. I need to take care of those. There we go. Okay. So now we need to create another habitat over here in this area. So I'm thinking I want to put the bear over here that I have in my storage. So I think we need to expand it out a bit. I think we'll take away the pathing here, and we will put the habitat over in this corner here for the bear. Kind of just give it a bit more space. There we go. And then we'll take the staff pathing, and this is another thing that I actually learned as well. We can put in a wooden guest gate, and the staff will be able to go through that. So that's cool. We don't have to worry about moving our water treatment there. We can just keep it in this area here, and the staff will still use it, and we'll still go through and use it, as well as, well, the guests won't use it, but the staff will use it. So that's very interesting. I was really surprised when I found out that that actually worked. So let's change it up to some staff pathing so the guests don't come down through here. And now we can extend our actual path out here to this area so the bear can be seen by the guests. And since we do have that area over there with the trees and the water treatment covered up, we will not have to worry about we won't have to worry about guests being upset about it. So that's good. That's good. And I can take this pathing here and extend the pathing out to go all the way around the exhibit, so the guests can get a really good view of the animals. Alrighty, put in the barrier gate. Now let's get our black bear here and send it into the zoo. Alright, so I think what I'll probably end up doing as well is I'm gonna make this habitat here with our safari animals, I'm gonna make that a bit bigger. Because we really need to add more animals into this habitat. It's pretty much what is going to kind of complete our scenario, is we are going to need to add more into the safari area in the middle here. And space is already limited and tight over there. So I think I will just go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. Again, the pathing is just absurdly terrible, but at this point, we're this far into it. We're almost completing this scenario. I'm not worried about it anymore, to be honest. I'm really not. I'm not worried about it at all. I am just ready to complete this. Oh, it's gonna be such an achievement. I'm gonna be so happy when I finally get this dang scenario completed and we can finally end off Planet Zoo on a high note. Alright, so I'm gonna make this little habitat here a bit bigger. Space is totally good now. Very nice, very nice. So we got plenty of space for our animals now. They got plenty of water because the buffalo, I think the buffalo, it was one of them, the bison, buffalo, one of the African animals needed some water. Alright, we got our bear here. Finally into our exhibit. Very nice. Ooh, a little low on space though. Might have to fix that, might have to make the habitat a little bit bigger. I'm gonna go ahead and do everything that I need to do as far as like terrain and stuff though first. Fix up the habitat and make sure it looks a little bit better for them. And I'm gonna need to use some different trees to cover up that staff building because they don't like that in their habitat. So that's gonna have to be something we're gonna have to change here. So let me just get the correct type of plants that they prefer in their habitat there. And we need to get some enrichment as well as some food, and I think they like climbing stuff. So I'm gonna need to do some climbing things as well for them. Because we don't have any currently, so I might have to create my own. I might have to. But we'll need to do some enrichment items here. What do we got? We got some food enrichment. This cube here. Bamboo stick there. That looks good. Space is an issue though. Probably gonna need to make the exhibit a little bit bigger. Yeah, I might have to put it over here. And I might just have to remove this path here. Because I think the guests will be able to see them just fine. On the other side. Because you can see it goes all the way around anyway. So I don't think it will matter. I think I'm just going to expand this out here. And I'm going to make it a bit bigger. So that we have a little bit more space for a bear. Because we did increase the space and size for our camels a little bit, so might as well do it for our bears as well. Let's see if this helps out any. This path is probably going to bug me. There we go. Okay, fix that. And let's see. Let's push play here. Guests are going to be taken out of the exhibit. Just disappear. And okay, yeah, we're looking good there. We're looking good on space now. Good. Good. Everything looks good. That's going to go up eventually. But we're going to need to put in some climbing, navigatable climbing stuff. I'm going to have to build a little platform, I guess. Don't have any platform for them to climb on. Let's put in a shelter first, though. Right here. Go ahead and do that. Put in their basic needs. It says deep water, but I think I'm fine. I put in some water over in the grizzly bears. I don't think the black bear would need it. It'll be fine. As long as their overall welfare is above like a certain percentage, I think we'll be okay. All right, so let me put in some more enrichment items. Okay, so I guess I'll just build one. So let's build a ramp here for them to climb on. Although they're gonna need to be able to climb on it, so I'm gonna have to tilt it down just a bit here. And honestly, for these things, like, I'm not good at building them. So I'm kind of just gonna do what I usually do. And that's make a little area they can climb up, make a little flat platform, and make another little area where they could go down from. Because I mean, if it works, it works, right? Like, why am I gonna have to struggle with doing this? Because I don't have it in the enrichment stuff. I don't have it researched. So I can't just build one and put it into the, or I can't just have one already pre-built and put it into the habitat. I have to actually build one myself. And this is all I know how to do, is this little square platform thing here. So if it works and I use it and it is considered climbable stuff, then hey, works for me. I'll use it. Be totally fine. As long as it has supports, right? It should be fine. I was thinking I could do like a natural support for it, like a tree or something, but they're really short. Like, I don't have much options here. I don't have much in terms of options. But if anything will work, I guess, if as long as it's a support beam, it should be fine. Let's just create the little ramp here, like so. Put that there, and then have one going down from the other side there, and then I can move that down a bit. There we go. Perfect. Need to move it some. And that is actually considered climbable. And that will do for our climbing stuff for our animals, which is nice. That's about as good as I can get in terms of climbable stuff. It's about as good as I can get. Let me get the little poles here, the tree trunks or whatever you call them. Climbable logs. I guess they technically could use those as well. But I'm using them as supports. There we go. Just place them anywhere. Totally fine. There, now. That counts, right? That counts. Look at that. That's great. They love it. The bear loves it. He's happy. He's so great. He's so great. He's happy. He's good and ready to live his life. Oh yeah, I forgot I need to place some different trees around this staff stuff because they don't like that. The bear does not like that in their habitat. They need a different one. So this will work, and this will hide the building fairly well. Just put it over here, and I'm actually going to extend it out through the pathing too. There, nice and hidden. Still counts as coverage for the bear. And now all we need to do is place in some plants, and we should be good. So I'm going to place in a few of those and get its overall welfare up a bit more. Place in a few bushes too. But I think though I'm going to do this and then we should be finished with this episode. I'm going to go ahead and end it off here, guys. Because really there's not much else that we can do. We still need to put a few more habitat species in the zoo. So I'm still going to continue off screen going and doing some research on my animals. I'm also going to continue to look for those 5-star animals as well. If we get any more 5 stars, I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them into the animal storage because we definitely are going to need to be on the lookout for those 5 stars. We need 5 of them and we only have 1 currently, so getting that research up will definitely help. But that's going to do it for me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And I will see you, of course, in the next one as we are finishing up the coverage here for the bear real quick. Let me just get a few more trees and bushes in. They take a lot of plant coverage. A lot more than I thought. I tried to make it look somewhat decent, but it is what it is. As long as it counts towards plant coverage for the habitat, I'm all for it. I'm fine. There we go. All right. There we are good to go. So again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode of some more Planet Zoo.